Welcome back everyone, my name is Reddy. In the last video we have seen how to install Go compiler and then VS Code. It's time to write our first code. Yes, we have written the first code and then we were able to run that, but then we simply copied the text from the official website and pasted it here. We don't know how it works, but then it was working. Now it's time to understand how that code works and what is that code exactly means. Now for that, what I will do is I will remove the entire code from here. Let's keep it fresh. So we got VS Code open and then this is our fresh page. I want to print one of the most important line in any programming language, which is hello world. In fact, you can't learn a language without hello world, right? So let's start with that. So I want to print hello world, and then when I run this file, I want to get the output on the console. Now when I say on the console or on the command prompt, you can actually open that in here. So in this CMD, you can run it and you can see the output. Now why to go for the external command prompt when you can use that inside the VS Code? So if you can just go to view, we have an option of terminal. Just click on that and you can see here you can access the terminal. So you can perform the commands here. In fact, let's verify if Go is available here. So if you say Go, we got list of data, that means yes, Go is installed and you can use it here. So let me just clear this screen. And now I want to write my first code. So what we want is we want to print hello world, right? So you can see when I type this and when I click on save, will it run? Let's verify. Let's right click. Let's go here and this file is there on desktop. So I will say cd desktop. That's where the file is. And here I will say go run telusko.go, and if I click on run, you can see it is giving you some error. It says expected package and found hello. That's weird. But then this will not work. The thing is, in any programming language, doesn't matter is it C, C++ or Java, as we know that this is coming from C, C and C++. So if you want to perform the operation, okay, this is important. If you want to perform the operation, you have to call functions. So that's how programming works, right? If you want to achieve any task, you have to write functions. In fact, in some programming language based on OOPS, we say methods, but then as of now, let's focus on functions. So how do we write a function here? So I want to print, right? So there's an inbuilt function available in Go called println. So I will say print. So there's an inbuilt function called as print, and you can just give a brown brackets, and then this should work, right? But then if you want to print a string, you have to put that in quotes. So in double quotes, you will say hello world, because that's a string you want to print as it is. You don't want this to be compiled, or it has to be converted by your compiler. Print is something which will be compiled, but not hello world, because this is a string I want to print on the console. But will this work? Of course not. See, the thing is, when I said this print is there inbuilt inside Go, everything which you will find inside something in Go is called packages. So whatever you use, maybe it is print or some other functions, let's say add, subtraction, maybe connect to the internet, all these functions are available in the packages. And if you want to use them, you have to import that package. Example, let's say if you want to cook something, you will open that particular shelf and you will take out the raw materials. In the same way, if you want to write hello world, and if you want to use some functions, we have to open some packages. We have to use those packages. But how do you use that? So it's very simple actually. You just have to say import, and the package name you have to mention in the round brackets. So you have to say round bracket, in that you have to mention the package, and the package is FMT. Now the question would be, how do we know that this print belongs to FMT? Now there are certain things you have to by heart. FMT stands for format. So if you want to do something with the printing stuff, you will use FMT as a package. Now will this work? Not exactly, because maybe in your project or in your code you have multiple packages. So not just FMT, you have something called IO, you have something called SQL. How that will work? In that case, you have to mention that, hey, this print actually belongs to FMT. So in that case, you will say FMT dot print. Now you know that print comes from FMT. Still, this will not work. It's because whenever you want to start the execution, you have to start the execution from a point. Now in a programming language like C, C++, Java, C#, you start the execution from the main function or main method. So if you want to execute this as well, you need a main point. So that's where the execution starts. And the way you can define that, so basically main is a function. So you can say main. So when you say function, you're defining a function now. So print is something which you are using. Main is a function which you are creating. So when you create a function, or we call them as defining the function, you have to give curly brackets open and curly brackets close. Now, if you're coming from other programming language like C, C++, Java, yes, we know this curly brackets is supposed to be I mean, some people do write on the same line, some people write on the next line. But in Go, it becomes compulsory to write on the same line. Example, if I say enter, this syntax will not work. So you have to go with this. Now we have to mention that this is a function, and the way you do that is by saying func. So you have to say func, not just fun, not like Kotlin. This is Go, so you have to use func. And here you can copy this code. This is what we wanted inside main because that's what we want to execute. So this will work, but still you're getting error. The thing is, whenever you write a code, of course, in our code we wanted FMT, and that's why we said import FMT. But what if someone wants to use your code? So even they should be able to use your code using some packages, right? So the way you are using FMT, your code will be available in some package, and that's why it becomes compulsory for you to put everything in a package, your own package basically. So if you want to define a package, you have to say package main, and this is your main package. That's what we are saying main. Again, we can create another package as well, but this code should work now. Let's verify. So to do that, I will say go run telusko.go, and this is working. You can see we got hello world. So that's how you write a code, right? You define a package which is main by default first initially, and then you have to import the packages. If you are using something in your code, maybe if you want to use some more features, you have to import some more packages. Maybe you can give a comma. So you can mention them here after FMT. Since we only have one package now, in fact, this round package is not required if you have only one package. And then inside this main, you can write your code. So we are saying print, which belongs to FMT package. So this works. What about the semicolon? So if you're coming from C, C++, Java, we have this habit of writing semicolons. We don't do that here. What about this curly bracket? So if I do that here, then you can see it will give you some bad words by saying missing function body. So this will not work. So that's how that's the syntax you have to write. Anything else? Yeah, this looks cool, and you can see we are able to run the code directly. But then in the first video, we have mentioned that Go is a compiled language, and we are not compiling it, and we are not even seeing the executable file. We'll see that in the next video. So that's from this video where we were able to write hello world, and then we were able to run this code. So see you in the next video, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this. Let me know in the comment section, and just subscribe for further videos. Bye bye.